Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Toby Talks Tech. My name is Toby, and today we're going to talk some tech. In this video, I want to talk about this little LED light right here, which is the Mivita Bowling P1. And if you're wondering what the hell is that, was kind of my reaction when they first contacted me. Now, I do get a lot of messages from drone accessory, phone accessory, LED light companies. And I generally always say no, just because most of the stuff that gets sent to me is kind of cheap and I wouldn't want to use it myself. And when Mivita contacted me, because I never heard of them, I looked them up and their reviews were actually really positive. So I said yes to the dress and they sent me a free light. So this was sent to me for free, just full disclosure. And I have to say, I'm actually pretty impressed enough to make a video on it because I just started using the light everywhere. So in this video, I want to introduce you to the Mivita Bowling P1, talk a little bit about what you can do with it, how much it costs, and talk about whether it's worth your money. The Mivita Bowling P1 is a pocket-sized LED light and it currently costs $160 on Amazon. Now, for a light this size, this actually isn't cheap. However, the build quality, the features, usability, and the output, in my opinion, do kind of justify the higher price tag. Do note that you can get cheap plasticky LED on camera lights for like $10 to $15 or sometimes less on eBay, AliExpress, or anywhere. But there are a few features about this light that have me started using it and really liking it. And so let's talk about some of the specs first. The Mivita Bowling P1, even with its small size of 6 inch by 2.75 inch by 0.6 inch, comes in at a fairly hefty weight of around about 9 ounces. That is because this light has an aluminum body, and if you look on the website, apparently it's aviation aluminum. I'm not sure how that is different from normal aluminum, but it is a pretty decent size. It feels hefty in the hand, but it just feels solid. It doesn't feel cheap. It just feels like a good construction overall. It has 3 main modes that allow you to control the color temperature and the behavior of this light. One just allows you to set the color temperature from anything between 2500 Kelvin to 8500 Kelvin, so that is quite a big range. You can also define the exact color and saturation via HSI, which is really nice, much nicer than some of the lights that have you set it via an RGB value or control the channels individually. It's nice to just have a degree to adjust to. And on the back of the P1, you'll also find a nice slider, just a little guide on telling you exactly which colors lie at which degree. And finally, just a little warning, if you do have epilepsy, you may want to look away a little bit. One of the modes allows you to enable flashing and rotating lights and all sorts of more effectsy lights when you're, placing the light at like a booth at an exhibition. And you just really want to get that attention. It's not something I would personally use for my own videos, but it's great to have. Each of them has additional settings that you can tweak. It's really easy to see with the LCD on the back, and all of the controls are on the side of the Mivita Bowling. They're all rotary knobs or push-in buttons, and while they are made from plastic, none of them really feel cheap. On the top, you'll find a power switch as well as a USB-C connector to charge the light. And yes, because people will ask me this, you can use the light while it's connected to the power. On the other side of the P1, you'll find a very flexible 2-angled mounting arm that you can use to get the light set up in any position that you want using a tripod, or you can just kind of lean it and kind of stand it on your desk like I did at the intro of this video. So that's super useful. Another thing that a lot of light manufacturers state is the CRI or TLCI, which are indices that represent how accurately this light can reveal or represent the color of actual objects to the human eye. So it's kind of an accuracy of the color of this light. The CRI for this light, I think, is 96. TLCI is 97. So it is really high. It's on a range from 0 to 100. So this is a really good quality light if you want to, really simplify it. And it is really powerful. Right now, this is actually just half power. Let me jack this all the way up to 100. And so this is now the light at full power. Now I have it a little bit reddish. Let's just go a bit more red or just cycle through. Maybe we're going with a blue, something like that. So it's quite easy. I'm just adjusting it on the back via the HSI settings. And this is actually really bright. This is kind of to the point of where I find it hard to look at. And it's really easy to adjust the brightness of the light, though I have noticed that the blue, for example, I've got 6% right now on dimness, 10, 12. It actually becomes really hard to see, where some of the other lights, even at very low levels, you can still see them. So sometimes when you set it to a rotation setting at a really low power, it might only show one color until you push it up a little bit more. In terms of charging, I probably get this charged up in round about an hour. It lasts me a good 2 hours or so. I think it's rated for 140 minutes on full brightness. That's pretty much what I'm getting out of it. And while I wouldn't recommend this light as your main key light, just because a small light source makes for harsh light and harsh shadows. Unless you put an umbrella in front of it, I would not use this as my main key source, though it's still better than black, so you certainly can if you're out and there's no light, it's pitch black, or you need to take a photo or take a video, this is still great. But I actually ended up using this much more as an effect light. I used it for product shots, so when I would bring up any sort of product, let's say I want to take photos of my Sony Alpha. So I would kind of place the Mivita bowling somewhere on the side, tune in the color that I wanted, or move it around. And you get these really nice bright highlights. So it's really great for that. The other thing I like using it for as well is I just place it behind me for the videos. Let me just check this up to 100%. Put that behind me, and it just adds a little bit of extra light. So I like to use it in the backdrop or just kind of as a side light. And for that, it's really great to use. I also like that it is quite a sturdy construction and it does feel nice and solid in my hand. I'm not too worried about dropping it, although I'm not going to demonstrate that on camera just in case something does go wrong and then Mivita goes, where's my video? And I'll be like, yeah, I can't make that anymore. But overall, I'm actually really impressed with this light. It's got a lot of really great modes. It's really easy to adjust the settings and tweak, and holy crap, that's a little bit too bright. Let me just dim that down a little bit. But yeah, do check it out. I was really surprised when they first contacted me and I looked up some of the reviews, and quite honestly, I have to add my positive voice to this light. Now, $160 is on the steep side, in my opinion, for a light this size, but given the flexibility and the use, like I didn't think I was going to use it much, and I've started using it for all my product shots. I use it in my studio setup, in the backdrop. Like it just comes in really handy, and I'm just impressed with it. So go check it out on Amazon. I'm going to drop you some links down below. And as always, I'm going to try to make more of these videos. I want to review more tech stuff. And so some of these videos might feel a little bit rougher, hopefully not too bad. Hopefully you still get some value out of it. But check it out. Just see whether it's for you. I'm not here to sell you, but I just want to tell you about it because I was impressed when I got it. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, I would greatly appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you want to watch more videos like this, or you have something to say and you want to stick around to get reminded the next time I upload a horrible tech video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that little bell icon if you actually want to get notified. If you have any comments, questions, or suggestions, just leave them down in the comment section below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, I will see you later.